Alpha Echo 4 Golf Quebec. Evo 8 X-Ray Oscar.
See that little thumbs up down there below the screen? Move your finger down there. Smash it. Let's go.
Smash the button, not your finger. Don't listen to him. What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day. Time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. Happy Hour. And before we get started, we're going to thank these guys right here because they are absolutely awesome. And I'm not going to say I'm not even going to say my toy Oscar this time. So my toy Oscar, I'm not going to say it. Also, shout out to the YouTube members. Equally important, I'm not even going to say that Whiskey One Whiskey Charlie is really mad about being the last person in the rover and everybody else is scared. And the ever-changing board, thank you very much, Michael. Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time for the off-stream donation. And you got to move up one spot for that. Thank you very much. Dan, what is up?
What is going on, people? Whiskey 8 Echo Romeo was first in the chat. Liz and fam, hello. Kelly Rose, KI4JAV, KO4FSZ antennas, hello. Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie is probably somewhere running about 14 radios right now simultaneously. Mo, what's happening, buddy? Kilo Oscar 4 Golf Bravo. Kent Kilo 9 Alpha Echo. What's up, Brent? November 4 Bravo Delta Whiskey said he's going to be in and out. He needs to clean the house for a party this weekend. I don't think that we were invited, but we'll have to talk to him about that. Martini,
Party.
Jumbo.
I'm going to invite everybody right now. Party at Brent's house this weekend, guys.
Let's go. Whiskey Delta 4 Juliet Mike. That's the extra jumbo marshmallow is here. Dennis Alpha Delta 9 and Whiskey Mike. Toby Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta is going to be in and out as well. Waiting on Boy Scouts for merit badge contacts. That's awesome. Georgia Parks and Propagation. That's our buddy Ron Chris, Alpha Echo 4, X-Ray Oscar.
Golf Quebec.
Robert Kilo, Oscar 4, Zulu, India Kilo. Good to see you. Whiskey 4, Good Sugar. Scott is here. Oh, ta-ta. What is PP Man doing in Georgia? He is passing through. He will be back.
I'll tell you in a minute.
We'll tell you in a minute. That's right. Mike, A88KB. Good to see you, Kenny. What's up, MJE? Dad is in the house. Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Victor Kilo. Scott into TKT. Good evening. Kilo Oscar 4 November Lover. Just got done with his activation. He's on here. Frequency Frontiers. KY4 GM. What's going on? Yankee Victor Donut is in the house, and she says she's not going to pay any more taxes because the park is closed. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. Again. You are here. My Toy Ostrich, but I'm not going to mention it. Kilo 3 My Toy Ostrich is in the house. Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time from you and Kilo 4 Alpha. Hello, you two RFing around. Josh Kilo 4 Lemur India. Chris K2PTC is here. Jeff M KD9 Zulu Sierra and KH6 WI. Hey, Eric, speaking of that, I look forward to getting some really good contacts on the next deployment there. Hopefully there's some places you can play radio around there. But happy Wednesday. Hump Day Happy Hour to everybody. Episode 184. Let's go.
184. That is a good number. I like
Yeah.
184.
I did not
But-
skip you, Dan. I said hello, donut, and that you're not going to pay taxes anymore. Sherry said I skipped her. I did not.
Anyway, it is episode 184, and it is the last live stream from Florida this year. I will be heading back early tomorrow morning. Won't be
That's
going
right.
all the way back, but I'll be heading back because there's no straight lines in POTA. We all know that. But that is why PP Man is currently in Georgia, because the king is vacating Florida. So the jester has to come clean up the mess that the king made while he was here.
Yep.
So, he's going to be going around to the parks and making sure I didn't leave any QRO around anywhere. And he's going to be talking QRP to where nobody can hear him in the parks I was in. And he'll clean up all the QRO out of it for you guys. That way it's safe and you won't hear me there.
That's right. And
until next year.
And the second reason he's here is so I can actually hear him on the radio. He's literally, the way the crow flies, about 20 miles that way.
He's about 20 miles that way, and the first thing he done, Dan, was jump on 20 meters for you.
Just like every Georgia, activator that comes through, he went straight to 20 meters. But I got him on the ground, so that's good. Then he went to 40, and right now, I think I saw a message pop over the screen that he's on 80 right now. So go work him if you can.
Speaking of ground wave, Sherry surprised the crap out of me yesterday and worked me on 10 meters.
Oh, I thought you were about to say she drove on the street instead of a sidewalk.
Well, that would have surprised me too.
I know.
But yeah, she got me on 10 meters, so that was pretty surprising to me.
Awesome.
I was shocked to hear that call come in. But anyway,
I agree. He does have to pay taxes.
That's right. The last live stream from Florida. Are you trying to straighten your hat or mine?
No,
mine's always crooked.
Mine looked weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna put mine like yours.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you wear a hat. It doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight. Your camera will show it like Dan's anyway. So I typically put my hat like Dan's, and it looks straighter.
No, it's weird because when I put it where it's comfortable on my head, it's not directly over the brim of my nose.
Mine looks like it's going a little to the left tonight.
Whatever. We'll be good. What's been going on, babe?
Dude, not a whole lot. A lot of POTA activating for sure, and we're going to talk a little bit about that because it's not shenanigans. But I wanted to tell you that sometimes being out there in the park, I always tell you see beautiful sights that you'd never see.
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet people that you would never meet.
Mm-hmm.
And today, while I was activating, I was actually flipping vans, and I'm right by the Van Fleet Trail. This guy pulls up on his bike, and he goes to the picnic table, says, "Oh, you're doing ham radio, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm surprised you knew what it was." He said, "Oh yeah, I know what it is," and he starts talking to me, and he seems like a really legit dude. He was from Canada, and he bikes and he hikes and he does all this other stuff, and then he went on to tell me that when he was leaving Florida, he was stopping in Georgia because he's going to meet a real Jedi. He said this guy is going to shift his horizontal plane. And when he does that, it's going to allow his body to heal all the bad things that's in his body. So he's going to meet a real Jedi in Georgia. So, I didn't know there were real Jedis out there. So I'm just really happy that I was in the park today to find out, that, somewhere Baby Yoda is out there looking for me.
Well, I'll say this. If you gave him my address, I'm going to track you down.
I did tell him that the Master Jedi lived in Valdosta.
Let's see.
He
says that RF in Florida parks is about to be cut by 50% once you guys leave.
Oh, yeah. we've made our rounds. I did get to go to a new area to me. I haven't never really played around in Jacksonville any, so I wiped it out last weekend and already planning some of next year. And I think I want to go down and activate some of my toy ostrich because he's got a good little cluster down there that I need to get. And then I want to go up to the Panhandle next year as well. So
there's
already planning next year.
The Panhandle area will get you quite a few. I've done some rows. I've done some rows over there. What did you end up getting in Jacksonville? There's probably 10 or 11 over there, or 12.
I think I ended up with 13 total.
That sounds about right. But yeah, the Panhandle area is great.
12 or 13.
Yeah.
So I know I'm over 900 now. So less than 100 to go for this year's goal. So that's good. And just because I'm leaving Florida, this adventure don't stop, man. Because let's see, I will be going up to South Carolina tomorrow, and then the next day we'll be heading home. I haven't planned what I'm going to hit in Georgia or South Carolina yet, but I know North Carolina I'm going to hit Lake Norman, and I'll probably hit my twofer in Virginia.
Yeah, 900 to go, and Marshmallow said it's only February. I mean, you got 100 to go, and it's only February. So yeah,
I actually have less than 100. I've got like 80 some to go.
Oh yeah, but you can do that on one day on a bike in Canada.
Yeah, I could. So I've got that, and then I get back Friday night, sleep for a few hours, and get up and go to the Charleston Hamfest. Lots and lots of people have been asking me if I'm going to show up at the Charleston Hamfest this year every time they hunt me. So yes, I'm going to show up at the Charleston Hamfest this year, and make sure and hang out. And I'll hang out for a little bit there, go get some food, and do an activation. Anybody's welcome, just like last year. But I do got to be back by 6 o'clock.
He's got a point. They gave you a big boost.
Yes, it did. That when I went to Canada, I had told him if you can get me, 120 or so, that's going to boost me, and I know what my goal will be next year. And he got me 150 up there. So yes, that definitely made this run very, very nice.
I can hear it in his voice now. You want 120? That's Bush League. We can get more than that.
120? Are you walking?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, and then I got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in West Virginia. Then I head out to Ohio Thursday evening, and I'll be up around Cincinnati Thursday evening and Friday. And then who knows what happens after then. I got so much stuff coming up. I've got the Murphy meetup coming up. I'm working on the West Virginia POTA meetup. I mean, it's just and another special thing. So we all know that I broke myself very, very much, when Miss Kaylee challenged me. And,
Kaylee broke you.
And I'm just not content with that tie. So I challenged her. Ooh. I send her something in CW, and I challenged her. She declined the first thing. Well, once she decoded the second thing, she is now accepted. So the PZN Kaylee Disc Golf Championship will happen at the Michigan meetup this year.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, me and Kaylee is going to play some disc golf.
I thought you were going to have a teeter-totter off.
No, I saved that for Terry and PP, man. Yes, Terry, I know the Charleston Hamfest is on Saturday. I'll be back Friday night.
Yeah.
And then I'll be there Saturday. You're right, because I said I have to be back for the stream. You're correct. I don't have to be back for the stream. So we can stay out as long as we want, Terry.
Disc golf sounds like fun.
Terry has missed me. He wants to get extra time with me.
I can throw a frisbee far. I don't have very much accuracy, but it still sounds like fun.
Speaking of ribs feeling better, somewhat better, yes. And then I sneezed today, and that went out the window. But yeah, they're coming along pretty good. I've been resting my ribs hardcore. I've been packing. It's crazy. I make a million trips from the car because I'll pack everything on the left side.
They better be healed up by the time Michigan meet up for the disc golf, because that's going to be a lot of rib work too.
Yeah, I'll be ready for the next challenge. And there is no fast moving other than the whipping of the disc out of my hand.
That's true.
So watch, I'll throw the disc and fall and do something epic.
That'd be your luck, wouldn't it? No.
Three-leg race, Kaylee and Viz versus you and Dan.
I have already gave Kaylee my ultimatum for a race. I said I will race her whatever distance she wants to race, but she has to be in a potato sack.
Wait. So she has to be in a potato sack.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets to pick the distance, right?
Yeah.
And if she beats you, I get a 101 MP from you, right?
Why would you get anything if she beats me? She would get
because
something.
I'm going to be the one putting her in the side by side in the potato sack, getting her to the finish line.
All of a sudden, I'm running out here. Vroom. Damn it!
Dan's just like, oh yeah, she ain't going nowhere.
Oh, that would be funny.
Oh, so all right. So yeah, we talked about the Jedi guy. Now we got to talk about something else. And guys, I'm not trying to fuss at y'all, not at all. But the ideal of the PZN challenge is for you guys to be ready to hunt me. The challenge is you got to be ready to hunt me. It's not for me to keep up with all the names that I've worked that day, and then at the end of the day, I go into panic mode. And it's not your all's fault that I go into panic mode, but I start going into panic mode and I start atting y'all into the Discord like I said I wasn't going to do, and I go do extra activations and blah, 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 blah. So I've come to the conclusion that there's still like 15, 16 of y'all.
Wow.
Y'all need to get your own little group together, and y'all need to at yourselves, or whatever y'all got to do. But I'm going to try my best not to even think about who I've worked that day all day long and let it roll, because it's driving me insane.
It's only
February. It's only February.
There's only one thing you need, this right here. It's called Ham Alert.
I understand it. I understand it, but it's February and it's driving me crazy. Now, if it was the last 3 months of the year and we're down to 6 of y'all, because I don't want to end up with 5, I want to end up with at least 6. But if we're down to 6 of y'all, yeah, then I might start atting people again. But until then, I got to stop it because it's driving me insane. I spent several times since I've been down here, I'll go spend 5 or 6 hours in a park and then have to go do another activation or something because I don't have somebody. And I shouldn't even be thinking about that. I should be thinking, cool, man, I spent 5 or 6 hours in the park, got plenty of contacts. I can have a good, relaxing evening.
Plenty of time.
It's not like that. So, right. So only you will, Robbie's got it. So only you guys will be insane. That's the challenge. Staying sane, Robbie. Staying sane. It's just too much on me. Because
now I will give it to Robbie. That was a challenge for him before he even did the PZN challenge. So now it's kind of compounded. His saneness might be put to the test here.
I don't know that I want to keep Robbie sane. I think I like Robbie insane a little bit better.
That's right. He's in the middle of your pileup, and I hear, all right. I love it, man.
Don't. It's just great. I love people that know how to break my pile up. It's like tell me you want to contact without telling me you want to contact.
Right.
And there's several people that that they'll just do that stuff, and it's great. But yeah, I got to stop stressing the PZN challenge. So I got to stop trying to think, because 16 is too much for me to keep up with during the day, especially when I'm making 500 and 600 contacts at a park, and then I'm sitting there thinking, did I get so and so, or did
do what? I mean, yeah, you need to keep your blood pressure down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some, Kenny's got a good point. Some of y'all's got to work.
That's right.
But if I take the last 2 years straight of PZN people, the percentage of people that finished that are people who work full-time jobs is higher than the percentage of the people who are retired or don't work at all.
That's right. Oh, look what we got. Mobile Tech. Guess what letter he has in his call sign? That means we're going to say, Mobile Tech, what's going on? Kilo 7, Zulu, Foxtrot, India.
Zulu, Foxtrot, India. That sounds familiar. Are you in my log?
And I've said it before with PZN Challenge folks when I did it year before last. I learned very quickly that you need a good mobile setup. It helps. But the best thing you can have is a way to remote into your system at home. Because you can be sitting on your desk. You can be at the office. You don't even have to go out, to the truck. Just get your phone or desktop software or whatever, remote into your radio. Bob's your uncle.
So yeah, I mean, good. That's a good thing. If you got access to a remote, you're gold. No matter what you're doing, you're gold.
That's right.
If not, a good mobile would be smart. Terry says he's going to be mobile all day tomorrow.
Hey, we got another Zulu here. Kilo, Zulu for Oscar Yankee.
There for a second, I thought you were Sidewalk Sherry. She has some really great phonetics sometimes that I'm like, where did you get that from?
What did she say the other day when I got her before stream? She said Yankee. You said something for the V that was hilarious, and I forgot what it was. Somebody couldn't make out. You said Yankee, and then you made up a phonetic for the V, and then you said Delta. It was funny though.
I can't remember.
Or maybe you said Yokohama for the. It was something that was. Great.
I never say Yokohama.
No.
I won't say Yokohama if the DX Violet station tells me Yokohama.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Violet. It was something. It was something great though. Echo Alpha Guam.
So Terry, where are you traveling tomorrow? I'm curious. I'm curious.
He has to get his hair washed.
Are you driving down to South Carolina to fluff my pillows before I get there?
Elkins. Oh, that's right near in Breeden.
So are you going to Elkins for a date or for a POTA park? Asking for a friend, Terry.
Could be both.
Kilo Echo 8, your violent driver.
Love it.
Oh, violent. Yeah, violent. Yeah, that's about right. Your violent driver. That's perfect. Kilo Echo 8, your violent driver.
Oh, that's great.
Since the last accident, she slowed down tremendously.
Yeah.
So I will say that she has slowed down tremendously.
No, sorry to hear that, Terry.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible.
But how did you? All right, so your month down in the warmth, escaping the snow, is almost over as of tomorrow morning. You said you were leaving out. How did you enjoy it? Like, rate it on like last year. Was this year better? You think? About the same. Mama's food still good.
Mom's food's definitely still good. That's for
Yeah.
sure. I always enjoy that part. I always enjoy the show and enjoying hanging out with everybody. I feel like this month went way too fast, whereas
Yeah, me too.
last year didn't seem like it went as fast. I felt rushed on everything this year.
I was thinking that just the other day because it feels like to me for some reason the Hamfest ended like this past weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Terry says he'll activate some too. Terry, I just want you to be aware that if you are in a park and I see it and I pull in the park, I'll hunt you. But if I don't see it, you still need to watch for me because that's another thing with this PZN challenge. Because I just told y'all I'm not worried about y'all tomorrow, and tomorrow is a travel day. We all know I always lose people on travel days because the activations are very random, very sporadic. So
Her Mama's food's awesome. That's awesome. Mama make good food. What do you
I don't
enjoy?
I
What did
don't
you
even
enjoy?
know
Go ahead.
I don't even know what that comment means. I think I went and gadget.
Faster.
Oh,
I think it went faster because we went twice to St. Augustine and Jacksonville, a little traveling and stuff like that. What do you enjoy more, honestly? Do you enjoy driving down or taking the train?
driving definitely has it is better because you can do POTA when you want.
Yeah.
But as far as comfort, there's nothing that is just like traveling in a train with in one of those little rooms.
Yeah.
Not the setting out with all the people, but in that little room because I get so much stuff done.
Oh, guess who just showed up? And for turd.
Hey, it's turd.
What's going on, bud?
That's another one that can break my pile up. It's just turd.
Turd. Mobile Tech says he likes riding in the bar car on the train.
Well, that would make it go by
Yeah.
faster or maybe slower, depending on. Yeah, I really enjoy the. I'd like to do some more train riding, but I don't want to derail no more. But it's like everything I try to do. So I ride trains and they start derailing all the time. I fly to Canada now. Planes are landing in Canada on their roofs. Like I'm like, what's going on with this?
James says last time he was on a long distance train, he spent most of it in a smoking car. Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been a long time ago because they don't have smoking cars no more. It's called, we're stopping at the train stop. You have like 2 minutes to get your puffs and back in.
I'm going to say Friday evening to this question.
When can we expect an 1810 activation?
He's going to go to 1810 before he pulls into the house.
I don't know. Maybe Friday evening. If not Friday evening, I will probably do it. Well, it's kind of an iffy thing. I will hit a small activation at 1810 right before the meeting because there's youths involved and they go to bed, and then I'll finish the activation after the meeting. So there'll definitely be a Saturday late shift at 1810.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the Otata brings up a good point. I'm glad you're not traveling this weekend because it would be a pain in the butt. But the ARRL DX Sideman contest is this weekend. So the bands are going to be busy.
Don't that just sound amazing?
It's going to be packed for sure.
It was just crap last weekend because of all of the daggone QSO parties.
Yeah.
So I guess I get to see if West Virginia is going to be nice to me on 17 meters as like Florida is. Because I can sit on 17 meters all day down here and get everywhere. It's so great.
All right, question for us and the chat. What's the largest size coax y'all use portable? Me personally, RG8X for normal use, like 100 watts. If I'm QRPing it with my KX2, something smaller like a 316 or something like that.
That is exactly what I use. I use ABR coax either way, but I use RG8X for my regular activations and 3/16 for my QRP. And I'll be honest, I run my my ABRS 316 at 83 watts too,
Oh, yeah.
because
It'll be
that is
fine.
what I'll use when I'm using the ATOS when I'm traveling this week,
Mhm.
because it's much smaller to slide in the car and stuff. So I use that just fine.
Yeah. It's not really, you can use it whatever you want in the park at 100 watts because we're talking about HF frequencies here. So the loss is minimal. Even if you got a 200-foot run of coax, the signal loss is going to be minimal on HF. You got to start looking at your signal loss and diameter of coax when you get up to 10 meters, 6 meters and up is when you'll start getting that coax loss just because of the higher frequency. But lower frequency HF stuff, 20 meters, 40 meters, 17, 15, you really don't have to worry about loss in the coax. Fatty Sir Mama Noodles is in the house.
And I just dropped you a link in the chat where you can save some money on the best coax.
Yeah,
Right
ABR
there. That
emitters.
stuff is absolutely amazing. I
Absolutely.
did everything but use a chainsaw on it to try to break it.
Yeah.
So
Mommy Noodles is in the house. If anybody's new here to the chat, that's our buddy Kyle, Alpha Alpha Zero Zulu. Go check him out here on the tubes. He did a wonderful dual live stream with KI2D Sebastian from Ham2K. And go check him out. He did that a couple days ago. Very nice live stream. Went over the new features in Ham2K and what's coming up and what you can expect. And Polo's badass. Good program.
I'm glad you just mentioned that, because it reminds me that I have to do something for Sebastian tonight. And somebody also reminded me that again in the after chat, that I need to do something for Sebastian tonight, because I'm going to try to knock it out tonight.
There you go.
We've got a lot of stuff to do tonight. When I'm in after chat, I got to tear down this studio and get everything packed up and ready for heading out in the morning. But I'm going to be in after chat hanging out for sure.
Yeah, RG8X will do you fine. So I run 50 feet of RG8X when I'm QRO. When I'm QRP, I got like a little, I think it's 20 or 25 foot of 316.
I think mine's 30 of 316. I don't know why, but I really should have got it 33 feet.
There you go. Watch your SWR drop to nothing just because it's 33 feet, right?
When I get new AVR, I'm gonna get me an 83 foot roll, a 53 foot roll, and a 33 foot of.
You should have them come out with the King's line, the PZN line of coax. They come in 3 feet, 13 feet, 23 feet, 33, 43, 53.
Yeah, the jumpers are 3.
Yeah.
There you go. That's great.
Whatever coax you get. I mean, honestly, I've run my KX2 with a banana plug, little BNC to banana plug adapter on it. Just hooked straight to the radio, and I ran 2 pieces of speaker wire. I didn't run coax at all. It worked fine, as long as you cut them for a band and make it resonant.
Speaking about that it's quite funny, because you got all these different things. Your infed has to be 80 foot in the air. Your infed's got to be 17 foot in the air. You're blah 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 blah. I'm gonna tell you, I did an activation the other day, and I guess the wind was blowing, and I wasn't paying attention because the thing's behind my back, and I guess it was about 40 or so contacts I made, and you know, I went from 5.9s to like 5.1s. Everybody's giving me 5.1, but I still made like 40 some contacts in no time. And I noticed that my end fed is totally laying on the ground, like 100% on the ground. My end fed is laying, and I still made 40 some contacts. So I mean,
I think
doing
I've
POTA,
yeah, it doesn't matter much.
it doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, I posted a video of it, and Josh actually said, "What am I looking at here?" And somebody's like, I think it was Brian said it's his end fed's on the ground.
When I put new wire on my Eagle One, I think I've told this before. I had it, so I had the Eagle One from my bedroom on the floor into the kitchen, laying inside my house on the floor, and I made a contact with Josh in North Carolina. So for POTA, it really doesn't matter. I mean, do the best you can. Height will get you two things. It'll get you away from noise. If it's a noisy type of environment, the higher you go, possibly the less noise you're going to get from ambient things around you. And the higher you go, the lower your takeoff angle is going to be. You might get a little bit more DX, but I've run end-fed half waves and stuff.
DX.
But I've run end-fed half waves literally like 2 feet off the ground. Like the transformer was a foot off the ground, and the other end of it was maybe 2 feet off the ground. And it worked fine. I mean, it's a good cloud burner, 140 or something like that, but it'll get you contacts.
And you know what? We talked about something on Shenanigans Sunday, and I was reached out to by a source from within, and we talked about the main gate on the park is closed, but there's several other parts of the park that is still open. And somebody in the chat said it has to be during the main hours of the park. And that is not the case. The case is if you are legally permitted to be in part of that park, it's okay. So these access points from the road, that's part of the park, and you're legally permitted to be there, they're okay. But and this is how I was explained to this. So because I can't remember who it was, but somebody said that no, if the park webpage says it closes at 8 o'clock, the park's closed at 8 o'clock. Okay, what if you're camping there? You can't do POTA after 8 o'clock? But you can. That's because you're legally able to be there. There's also parks that close at a certain time down here in Florida, and you can pay money for a permit to stay after hours in that park. They're legally able to be there, and that's how people activate them. So the answer is if you're legally able to be there, and part of it doesn't matter if part of it is closed, because what these parks will do, certain parts of those parks are closed at a certain time. That's the parts where the people who work's got to be, but the other parts may not have a time to close.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially in like huge parks like national forests. Yeah, I mean, sure, a certain entrance might close at 8, but you're talking thousands of acres, here,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, so I gotta find me something new around Cincinnati to do. I don't know if there is anything new around Cincinnati for me to do this coming week up.
I mean,
but I'm gonna.
I could make it new too. You want me to delete one of your logs, and I mean they don't be new.
No, that's not going to help me at all.
It's Take one not going to help me at all. One step forward.
I've got that, and from what I heard, it was about 70 degrees in West Virginia today, so it's starting to warm up.
It was in the 40s here this morning, and it warmed up to 77. It was really nice.
If that's the case, there's about 16 parks to me up north that I got to knock out there. So those are going to be coming up. One of those are going to be for Mr. Golf Quebec. I may actually just get up with him one day, and me and him ride up there and do it. And we'll 2 meter for his contact there.
You do have a task for the summer, though, in West Virginia. Blenner has it.
I do have a what?
You do have a task for the summer in West Virginia, which is Blennerhassett.
Oh yeah, I do. I do got to get Blennerhassett this year. for Dan, which is no problem because I need to go back and reactivate it and refilm it. I'm pretty sure I got that one on film. That's when I was teaching. Took a guy for his first activation. First activation is when he's got to take a ferry to.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not just for me. You're probably going to get a pretty sizable pile up once you say yours up.
I don't.
And Kyle says it was 70 in Missouri. Wow.
Was it 70 in Missouri or Missouri?
Missouri. But it's not supposed to be 70 in Missouri, Kyle. It's supposed to be 33 in Missouri.
I'm gonna look at that park, man, because I'm just curious.
But maybe winter has broke because I did overhear a Canadian station say that they were getting good sunshine and it was in the positives there. It was 10 Celsius where they were today. So Juliet Lima November, what's the weather up that way where you are?
You know, I'm gonna say
hopefully winter's starting to break here.
I'm gonna say you're probably right, Dan, because it's been a long time since I've been there. But yeah, there's only 22 total activations there and 619 QSOs.
Yeah, that's going to be a rare one. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and own it for sure, because I do not own that park. I am in 4th place.
Yeah. All right, so it was above freezing there in Oscar November, 30 right now, and 80 in Texas today. And Josh with the BAM.
So who else in the chat needs that park? Just out of curiosity, it is US 1803. US 1803.
I would venture to say most everybody. Terry, do you need Blennerhassett, or do you get it when James did it?
I don't think Terry needs it. No, Terry only needs one park in West Virginia. Hey, Josh, thank you very much for the super chat. I was looking at the POTA page. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think I need like 5 or 6 or something.
Yeah, Terry needs one park, and it happens to be one of the new ones that I got to do. So,
Chris
says he needs it.
Whiskey 8 Oscar X-ray. Yeah, so look for it.
I would think quite a few of y'all need it because it doesn't. Wow, James has 3 QSOs there.
Well, look at
Is one of them me, James? I'm just curious. Because if one of them is me, it's probably. As a matter of fact, I think you worked me and Jason there, which is the same activation.
Eastern Standard Time needs it. Otatan
needs it. John has it.
Whiskey 1 Whiskey Charlie says, he doesn't do that kind of stuff, but he'll take it if it's there.
So I don't hunt individual parks either because I don't hunt parks, period. But I do try to get the West Virginia ones. Me twice and Kilo Echo 8 RKT, which is the guy I took. So yeah.
November 4, Charlie Whiskey Bravo says he has it.
Well, good deal. A lot of people do need it. I knew Mike didn't need it because there for the longest time he just needed that daggone park on the top of the world.
Bob needs it. Zulu India Kilo. Excuse me. Zulu India Kilo. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna need it. I imagine when they see that on the spot page, it's gonna be like me getting the Ford Theater. You me breaking a hip trying to get to the radio.
James said he was at a twofer, but I didn't log it twice. US 1803, Eddie. Because Dan is planning a trip for me to go.
That's right.
Oh, I did. The other guy didn't. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I got a couple ones in DC the other day that were rare. I got the Korean War Veterans Memorial and Ford's Theater, National Mall, the President's Park, the White House Park.
Amen to that, buddy.
18.
1803 is Blenderhassett Island, Sherry.
You can only get there on a sidewalk.
Yeah. You have to find a boat that'll ride on the sidewalk.
Right.
Well,
Any
technically,
boat, any boat will ride on a sidewalk. Just a question of how far.
Technically, you do have to go on the sidewalk to get there, because you buy your ticket and it's a good little hump on the sidewalk to get to the ferry.
Ford Theater kills. Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that one surprised me because that's in my list of DC ones that I had in Ham Alerts, and I saw it come up, and it was like, really? Because this is the first time it's been activated in probably 2.5, 3 years, I would say. It's been quite a long time, and yeah, I was lucky to be one of the 10 phone contacts he made there and moved on. I think he got 10 and said, "I'm out of here. See ya."
You could not repel to that. There's not a bridge that goes over the island. Or else I would, because I absolutely love to rappel.
Everybody got jokes. The Ford's Theater is a mind-blowing park.
Oh yeah,
you guys are horrible. That's why we love you.
I need PP man to send me his KH1 and let me use it and to activate the Ford. That way it'll be so much easier for me.
That might have been what the guy was using, because he was on 20 meters, and I tell you, he was rough copy. Very rough copy. Obviously, he heard me.
Jerry says swim it. So no, that's not going to happen either, because the King has figured out his boundaries after his race with Kaylee, and no swimming is going to be involved.
You can float.
Blenderhassett Island Bridge Road. There's no. I don't know what you're seeing, but it's not there. There is no road, no possibility of a road. There's nothing that goes over it.
What would you do if you get there and they built a brand new bridge to the island?
I would trip out. I would tell POTA they need. I would tell POTA they need to update their page, because it still says this historic park has access from Stern Wheeler Riverboat from Point Park on 2nd Street in Parkersburg. Let's see what he's. Are you looking on the POTA map? Is that what you're seeing?
No, not me.
Okay, I see the bridge on the far end that he's talking about on 50.
Yeah, it says it goes over the west side of the island, but it doesn't go to it.
Okay. I've never been that far down on that island, so I apologize.
That's a damn valid point right there, buddy. With PZN's luck, he'd swim it and find the only alligator in West Virginia.
So I typically activate on the far other end of the island.
Yeah, I think when you go spot on that island, you're going to get one heck of a pileup. So you might want to pack a lunch. Some extra Dr. Pepper.
You know, I'm taking gear on a boat.
Yeah. You can bring a little cooler with you.
See, that's the point. So you know, most people would go to that island and they would take their KX3 and a little tiny bag, about this big.
Mm-hmm.
But I think realistically, okay. So when I go to someplace like that, I think, yeah, I can take a KX3 and I can get 15 or 20 people, or I can take a DX10 and get 300 people.
There you go. We already know which one you're going to choose.
So Chris, better than the Dr. Pepper Peeps, the Dr. Pepper float ice cream. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Chris seemed to really like those Dr. Pepper Peeps.
when I go, I'm going to take Yankee Victor Delta with me for the park to park. But I probably have it park to park with Jason when I was there as well.
You can bring you can bring Robbie's phone charger. You have plenty of battery power. Oh, and how about the one that you got to drive up river to? I don't think I have that one either.
The drive up what?
You got to drive up the river or something like drive up the creek.
Well, here's the thing about that. You better find somebody else to do it for you because I ain't doing it.
Didn't somebody say there was another way in?
Yeah, I've heard that a many times, and I'll tell you what. If you need that one, put in November 8 Lima Hotel in your Hamfests because he has a Jeep and he goes there. Well, I mean, he's been there maybe 7 times or so.
Well, I got the park in the Hamfests. It'll go off if anybody activates it.
Oh, you legitly need that park?
Yeah.
Well, there's a simple way to get that park. When I get home on Friday night, there should be a brand new side-by-side sitting in my driveway from you. I will guarantee you that on Saturday morning, you will have that park.
This is what you should have done when you had the rental car. When you had the rental car, you should have activated that damn park. I'm telling you. It's a rental, dude.
The rental car would have never made it through that creek.
See, Brian had the same idea I did. A rental car, dude. I'm telling you. Just bring it back, with about 4,000 extra miles on it and dirty. Maybe bogged down a little bit, tires unbalanced because the mud's already dried in the inside of the wheel. And when you drive down the road, it's vibrating the heck out of it.
They were already amazed by the mileage that was put on that rental car in that short of time.
Did you look at them and go, them POTA miles, baby?
Even better. So when we were in Orlando, we gave Craig a ride to the activation at night, November 4, Charlie Whiskey Bravo. And he said, this is a nice newer car. What year is this? And I'm like, 2024. He's like, oh, how many miles you gone on it? And I was like, I don't know, 44, 45,000. He's like, what?
And POTA miles, baby, POTA miles.
People say that POTA is cheap. People are wrong.
I mean, you figure, okay, if you go, let's say you go on a multi-state road, like a couple years ago when I went all the way up the East Coast to Maine and back here, okay, and I stayed for 2 weeks in New Hampshire and hit a lot of parks up there. What I spent in gas just for there would buy me a nice HF rig.
Oh, absolutely. Terry's Subaru would go there if we were in a really bad dry spell.
Yeah, people who say POTA is cheap aren't really.
That right there.
Yeah. Especially when you drive a gas guzzling truck. Me, James of the North. When you had your Armada, I imagine it was worse than what it is now.
Oh, dude. When I had the Armada,
you get like 3 miles a gallon.
We'll put it this way. When I did all of West Virginia in the first 8 months that I was doing POTA, I could probably have replaced that Armada with a new vehicle just running the gas. I can tell you one activation in West Virginia and it was Lost River. I'll tell you exactly where it was. One activation, I had $140 in gas in that trip. That is not counting food or nothing. That was $140 just for that activation. Now to put that in perspective, 2 weeks later, I left and came to Florida in that Armada, and got here on 120. So people
Chris
who
Harris
think
says,
driving in West Virginia is cheap, you're wrong. And it ain't because of the gas prices; it's because of the mountains.
Chris says he's planning on activating Vermont and Massachusetts this year. Beautiful country up there. Depending on where you're going to go in Mass, go up to Maine, because I think my next trip up there, I'm going to hit US 0001. From where our house is, our lake house in New Hampshire, it's about 4.5, 5 hour drive to Acadia. I think I'm going to do it. It's on my bucket list. Yeah, 180 of diesel. Yeah. Now, is that Canadian money or old money? Is that in liters or gallons?
Yeah, I got up there and I was like, I don't know what y'all's fussing about. Gas ain't that much up here.
Yeah, right. That's in a liter.
It's way more than States. Oh, that's for a liter.
My truck turd. I got a Tundra. I got a 2012 Tundra, and depending on how I drive it, I mean, I tend to drive it like I stole it. I ain't gonna lie, but I average 13, 14, 15 miles per gallon. If I'm easy on it, I can get 19, 20. If I'm towing something, 5 to 8. You know, I love my truck though.
What do you tow?
I got that trailer, boat. Yeah.
I was just curious.
I mean, I know he was going through some diesel when Jameson North came down here with his travel trailer. For the 2 or 3 days he was here, he probably spent a lot dragging that thing around for sure.
I'm hoping to also get Maine this summer. I'm hoping to get. My plan is to get Maine. Let's see. Let me think of the ones that I need is up there. I need Maine. I need Vermont. I need Connecticut.
I'm trying to remember the park I got in Maine. I think it was Vaughan Woods. It was the one closest to where we were in New Hampshire. I want to say it was Vaughan Woods State Park.
I need Rhode Island. I don't know. I'd really have to look, but I plan on wiping out the last part of the East Coast. That's the plan. Looky there, Dan. We sit here and talked and talked and talked, and guess what?
Oh.
It's time to tell everybody what you got coming up.
Nothing, really. But looking forward to this weekend. Get out into a park if it's not raining all weekend. But I'm going to go ahead and summarize what James has coming up for you. He's going to probably drop a new video tomorrow. And, he's not. Okay. But tomorrow he's probably going to go to a park and activate. And then Friday, probably going to go to a park and activate back in West Virginia. Saturday, he's probably going to go to a Hamfest and also go to a park and activate. Did I get that about right?
You know, you were a little bit of everywhere. He is going to drop a video tomorrow. He is going to go to a park tomorrow. A couple of them, even. I'll make it back to about South Carolina tomorrow night, about Rock Hill. And the park on Friday will probably be Lake Norman and maybe one in Virginia, which will be a twofer. And I may hit something else on the way back. Don't know if I'll be back in time for the 1810. Saturday, I will go to that Hamfest. I will activate, and then I'll go to my club meeting and then activate again. And all that good stuff. But yeah, I am back on.
Speaking of the way you're going, is the shot tower in distance? I mean, is it near your path?
Yeah. That's the twofer that I'm talking about.
Yeah. I love that park. It's very nice.
Yeah. I don't remember the numbers.
I don't remember what the shot tower is with the trail. That's
Hold on.
actually below. It's the shot tower, and the trail is actually below the shot tower. What I mean by below is the shot tower is kind of elevated, and the little river is below it. So,
Did he say 1310 and 1313?
1317.
Oh, 1317. Okay. Yes, that would be the two, Chris.
Yeah, I like that little twofer. I did that one.
My
on the
whole
way
family is on the leaderboard. Okay,
Goodness.
now which one are they on the leaderboard of?
Very nice. They got really good plaques and what the shot tower is about, why it's there, little things you can read while you're there. I find it very fascinating. He said the leaderboard of both, he thinks.
The hunter leaderboard or the activator leaderboard?
Hunter.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm probably going to go to that one because one more activations will put me tied with the most activations there, and it'll definitely put me way over number one in QSOs at Shot Tower. And let's look at the trail.
I don't know how many I got when I activated. I didn't stay very long because I was on the road there. Let me search here. Shot tower. I got 23.
Okay, the trail will not. I'll probably not take the lead, and I definitely won't take it in activations or in QSOs for the trail.
And I did the twofer with the New River Trail. Yep.
But anyway, other than that, I'm going over to After Chat. What is After Chat, you ask? It is a Patreon benefit, which is absolutely awesome. Most nights, my toy ostrich came in last week, and it was kind of boring because everybody was kind of just quiet. But anyway, hopefully tonight it's going to be awesome. If you're not a Patreon and would like to check it out, go over to Patreon and try a free 7-day trial, and then message myself or Dan so we can get you permission to come in that room with that free 7-day trial. Other than that, I'll catch you guys on the air tomorrow. And remember, you guys are responsible for yourself tomorrow. If you want to stay in the PZN Challenge, 73, everybody.
See ya.